people are arguing with their bosses over what a tariff means. Their bosses are coming in there going, you're not getting a Christmas bonus because we have to buy things in advance because of these upcoming tariffs. And the employees are going, that's not true. The people who are about to find out that the employers can change the definition of overtime, working them for up to 40 hours more per month over the 40 hours a week. And it's not called overtime. They're just getting more work for free out of the labor force, and listening to those employees go, that's not true. They know more than the people signing the paychecks, you guys. That's not true. That's not what Dumpty said. That's not what they heard in the pulpit this past weekend. By the red liquid of Jeebus, they rebuke that. Darling, that's what you were so proud to vote for. You told us to shut up and we don't know what we're talking about and we're low IQ and uneducated and we don't know when we need to do our research. Why don't you just tell your boss that? Why don't you give them the same argument you told? Is it not working? Is the same argument not working? All those folks who are about to find out that the no tax on tips is something that is meant for CEOs and massive bonuses, not that $5 that was left on the table for you. That is absolutely still being taxed at a higher rate because your taxes are going up. No one under, what is it, 300 or 360? I think it's 360K a year is getting a tax cut. That's what happens when you listen to people who tell you not to read. I was told not to research anything and to just stay steadfast in my faith and beliefs and to just do what I was told. How was I supposed to know that I should actually Google and read a little bit? And that is why they love low education and steeple people. Can you imagine calling your supplier, your vendor as a contractor, and they're like, hey, prices are going up, and you're like, no, they're not. That's not what I was told. Maybe believe whatever you want, but you better buy up now because the prices are going to quintuple in just a couple of months. Good luck building anything. Ooh, and solar's going to get hit so hard. It's already been bursting, but holy shit. That's not what we were told by the people who are known to cheat, steal, and lie to get their way. Of course I believed the known liar and cheat to tell me the truth. Of course I believed him. Why wouldn't I? Do you know what? I just feel like they weren't lying to me. I just wanted to feel like that, and I just believed that they knew what they were doing and what was going to be best. So, I mean, you can't really blame me. And, you know, we're all in this together, okay? It doesn't matter who I voted for. It doesn't matter who voted for what. Okay, guys, we're all in this together. So, who's got sugar? Can I borrow sugar? Anybody? Does anyone want to help me?
Good God. American workers are not going to be getting Christmas bonuses. I know there is a culture that when it comes to Christmas holidays, they start bonus that people usually get, especially when people work overtime, because at the end of the day, the business has to go on and people has to be paid. Now, there are policies that His Excellency Mr. Donald Trump came with, and he gave these policies about tariffs, and that means that there is high tariffs with products that comes overseas to the United States. This means that buyers or other small businesses who buy from outside, for example, China, they might incur other costs. And this cost is going to be incurred to you as the consumer. And this also going to be affecting the buyer and also the workers. And now this new policy of, increase in tariffs of products that comes from abroad has made people so sad. Hey, listen, this is what people had to say about this. As you know, these are presented into stories. I'll be back and we're gonna be talking about this because this is a big surprise, and it's just because I'm used to see during holidays there are those bonuses that people are usually given, especially during Christmas Day. There are those cards that you're being given. You can shop for free when you work for a company, but now you wake up in the morning, they're being telling you like, no. I don't know, the cost of living has been so hard for people, and this is something that has been happening, right? I'm just here to, shall we do this? And just tell me what you feel about this, because this is something that is going to affect a lot of people. Because when the tariffs are high, the suppliers, the people, the small-scale retailers that are going to be getting these products from you, they're also going to be increasing it, because at the end of the day, we start business to make a profit, right? And this is going to be affecting people directly. I want to choose this video. I'll be back. We'll have a talk about this. Tell me what you feel about this. If you're watching this video for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel. It really helps me with this video reaching so many people who are like-minded like you, so that we can keep people informed and get to see what people can learn from this video. As you know, these are presented Generic Stories. I'll be back.
So my boss pulled me aside today. He just let me know that we will not be receiving our Christmas bonuses this year. And as a welder that already lives paycheck to paycheck, this is devastating. All because Trump is saying that he is going to enable tariffs when he is in office. Because even though we buy locally and we support small businesses local to us, those small businesses purchase materials that are from overseas, so they would have to pay that tax, meaning they have to increase their products. So when us as a company are purchasing products from them, we're going to be spending more, and therefore that is digging into our bonus money. However, he did say that we would be receiving a big raise next year, that because other businesses are going to be increasing their prices, we are going to have to increase our prices, so we will be making more money. However, that won't fucking matter because everything is going to go up in price, so that raise will literally mean nothing. And I have to sit here and just remember that this is not my lesson to learn. And for everyone else that is going to be experiencing this, who did not vote for Trump, keep that in mind. It is not our lesson to learn. However, we will just be suffering with everyone else.
So a company in Pennsylvania today, all the people were brought in, all the employees, and the boss had to explain to them that they were not going to be getting their Christmas bonuses this year because of Trump's tariffs. They are now having to buy a year's worth of products ahead of time in order to stave off those tariffs. Of course, all the employees were disappointed because they thought that the other country paid the tariffs, which is misinformation that the Republicans put out there to try to fool people. The leopard's gonna eat your face. We're gonna hear more and more stories about this over and over and over again. People are going to regret their decision and realize that they have been conned.
Never thought the leopards would eat my face. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. We bonded over bigotry, but they weren't supposed to turn on me. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Slow it down now. I never thought the leopards would eat my face. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. We bonded over bigotry, but they weren't supposed to turn on me. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. But they always do.
Oh, I found a quiet place to be. Well, I had just got off a meeting with my partners for my business, and basically we've decided to go ahead on and try to buy up at least 6 months supply. We already have 6 months supply because of the proposed tariffs, and we're going to actually forego salaries to make sure we have what we need because the proposed tariffs. And see, a lot of people think the foreign companies pay tariffs. And no, the American companies pay tariffs, and then the prices go up, and then the part of those tariff taxes are passed on to the American consumer. I am a black-owned business. I have a fragrance brand called AZ Apothecary, and I'm kind of glad that we still have some stock. Most of my stuff is American made, but a lot of my containers, jars are coming in from China, and Also, there's a lot of companies that are gearing up to mass stock up on supplies and forego people's bonuses because of the simple fact of those 50% tariffs that they're going to be imposed. So what a tariff is paid by the American people, American companies, not the foreign companies. So when those things are imported in and those taxes are charged, it's going on, the Americans are paying that. So basically, ultimately, it is going to affect you, not the foreign country. You know, again, those who voted against the interests of Americans, you made a very big mistake. And now everybody's going to pretty much pay for it. And so we are preparing right now. Like I said, I'm okay. I'm always going to be okay because I understand how government works. I'm actually going to be finishing out a certification in local government. And, but, you know, a lot of people are going to be going without bonuses this year. They're going to expect, no, you're not going to get a bonus. They're already starting. People are already losing their bonuses because the company has to make executive decisions to stock up on supplies so they won't have to purchase after January the 21st. And you know what? It is unfortunate, you know, very unfortunate. So I'm like, good luck with that.
Are you thinking about stocking up before Trump's tariffs drive up the price? Here are some everyday items that might be in danger of higher prices. So if you've noticed the price of things going up lately, you might want to brace yourself for even higher costs. President-elect Donald Trump has proposed a new set of tariffs that could affect everything from electronics to food. But what exactly are tariffs and how will they impact your wallet? Let's break it down. Simply put, a tariff is a tax on imported goods. When goods come into the United States from another country, the government charges a tariff to make them more expensive. This is meant to encourage people to buy goods made in the United States instead, which does help local businesses but can make imported items cost more for consumers. Trump has proposed a broad tariff plan that includes a 10 to 20% tariff on all imported goods from other countries, a 60% to 100% tariff on goods imported from China. These tariffs are part of his strategy to reduce the U.S. trade deficit and encourage companies to bring more production back to the United States. The tariffs would impact a wide variety of products, including many everyday items that you might use. Here's a breakdown by category to help you better understand. Electronics, such as gaming laptops, prices could increase by up to 45%. If you're thinking of buying one soon, it could go from $1,000 to $1,450. Gaming consoles, expect a 40% price increase as many of the consoles are made in China. Monitors, prices could rise by about 31%. Clothing and textiles are included too. Clothes and shoes. Many clothing brands import from overseas, and these tariffs could cause prices to go up by 10% to 25%. Jeans, t-shirts, and sneakers, popular items in everyday clothing, could get more expensive. Household goods like furniture that is imported could see a price hike of up to 20%. Appliances, so items like refrigerators, washing machines, and microwaves, may also rise in price due to higher tariffs on metals and electronic components. Food and beverages imported. If you're a fan of exotic fruits or snacks from abroad, be prepared for price increases due to tariffs on imports, especially if the goods are coming from China. So canned foods and beverages are included as well. Imported beverages and canned food might also cost more. Depending on the item, consumers can see prices increase anywhere from 10% to 45%. For electronics like gaming laptops and consoles, this means a jump in price by hundreds of dollars. For everyday goods like clothing and household items, expect a smaller increase, but still noticeable. At first glance, tariffs may seem like a way to bring more money into the United States, but they also have a downside. With higher tariffs, consumers will face higher prices on many products. For the average family, this could mean paying more for things that they need and want, whether it's a new laptop, some fresh fruit, or even a new pair of shoes. The extra cost could add up quickly, making it harder for working class families to budget and save. And here's where the irony comes in, right? Many people voted for President-elect Trump in the hopes of lowering prices on every everyday items. But with these proposed tariffs, those same voters might soon find themselves paying way more for the very products that they rely on. The promise of lower costs might seem to be backfiring, as the tariffs could have the opposite effect and leave many consumers with higher bills. So, now that you know what could go up in price,
don't y'all go.
Listen, ain't no plantation. we are not our ancestors.
Don't do no Alice
Don't
or
get it twisted.
antebellum stuff.
Right.
Don't do it.
And then the second thing that I saw on social media was that there is a company in Pennsylvania that the owner of the company had a conversation with them yesterday saying like, hey, since Trump was elected into office, you won't be receiving your Christmas bonuses because we are now having to import all of the goods before the tariffs actually hit.
Oh my
So
goodness.
a lot of people are now starting to see like we, the consumers, will be the one responsible for the tariffs. And so a lot of the employees of that factory are pretty upset.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
Willie.
Well, I'll say this.
Listen, don't you like it when Karma spins the block real fast and, you know, kind of shows herself early on? I do too. Because here's the thing. There was a company that made a post today basically saying how they had to explain to their employees that they will not be doing Christmas bonuses this year because ahead of the tariffs that will more than likely be coming after the inauguration, they're going to go ahead and buy supplies and materials so that they can kind of gauge and see how this is all going to work. But they don't want to be caught with the, with their pants down. So they're definitely going to go ahead and get these materials now. So the people are just like, no, like, we're supposed to get our Christmas bonuses. He said that, the cost, like, we're not going to pay that. And like I said, it is very sad that we have to tell grown-ass people who should have learned this shit in the 5th grade, probably got a refresher course around high school, and maybe, if you got some college in there. But here's the thing. The fact that they are trying to take history out of, school, this is why we're about to be doomed to repeat it, because many of you did not know we pay the tariffs. You're not going to get another country to pay the tariffs, and we have to stop thinking that, the U.S. is the only developed country around here. Because, if you've ever traveled to these other countries, you'll see they have all the things and more than what we have. So stop thinking that, the U.S. is going to bully people into paying shit for us to have stuff at a lower cost. It's not going to happen. I don't care who's in office, and it damn sure ain't going to happen with them because they know how easily he's manipulated by just giving him a couple of compliments. But here, I'm going to tell you a little historical context so that, maybe you can put this into perspective. So around 1929, the Great Depression era, some of us will remember that, many of us won't, but a lot of you should have remembered that when you read it in your history books. Now, you'll know anything about the Smoot-Hawley Act of 1930. Those were two representatives that basically were just like, hey, we're going to try to stimulate the economy, so we're going to come up with this act or whatever by increasing tariffs about 20%. Is that sounding familiar? Yeah, because they tried to increase the tariffs by 20% on foreign imports. Now, this was going to protect the farmers. Sounding real interesting, isn't it? Because the farmers are having a little bit of problems right now too, right? Yeah, so this is supposed to, insulate their issues. But now other industries were like, hey, well, what about us? What are we, chopped liver? Like, we want in on this. Okay, so now everybody's trying to lobby and do all the things. Global trade plummeted within that 4-year span. It got so bad that 25 countries retaliated and put tariffs on their own shit. And was just like, yo, we're not doing this. What do y'all think is going to happen? Yes, there are going to be a lot of other companies that are going to be like, yeah, I know, we're kind of like Trump people, but we also know how this shit actually works because we're a real business and we know real business practices. So ahead of all this, yeah, a lot of y'all might not get Christmas bonuses. Or end of year bonuses. Because, for some of you.
No Christmas bonus this year? What's that you say? Here in Virginia, in Norfolk, where we're a port city that imports things from other countries like, I don't know, China? Yeah. So I'm getting a lot of calls today from people telling me that they don't understand what's happening and they have turned to moi, neighborhood journalist and strategist and person who pays attention and reads shit. They just don't understand. They cannot understand. I have been told that they have kind of stormed their own little castles where they work and told their bosses that they can't do that because prosperity is just around the corner. Except their bosses explained to them today that there will be no bonus because the incoming tariffs, they have to start planning ahead and they have to make sure that they can survive. Stay tuned.
All right, here we go, folks. We already have multiple complaints from Trump voters about the negative downstream effects of Donald Trump's proposed tariff policies. Number one, they don't even know what tariffs are. Number two, they are just now realizing that tariffs are paid by American manufacturers. And number three, they are not happy. So, of course, Trump does not take office for 74 more days. But when we live in a free market, capitalistic society like America, markets are reactive. Markets are reactive to what is coming up in the future. So, companies now know they have to prepare for the potential of tariffs. They now know they need this extra revenue to pay the tariffs. They now know they need more in their stock, and we are seeing the effects play out in real time. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe so we can build this pro-democracy community, and let's jump right in. You know, I want to start off with one of my favorite tweets of all time, and this describes what we're going to be seeing a lot of over the next 4 years. This reads, quote, "I never thought the leopards would eat my face," sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. And it's basically illustrating that people will constantly vote against vote against their own interests, undermine their own health and life just to vote based off of vibes. For example, a few months back, there was a woman telling me that she needed healthcare for her autistic son. She needed therapy for her autistic son, but she didn't have access. And I talked to her. I said, "Do you think the government should be able to provide a bare minimum level of healthcare for people in need?" And she says, "Yes." You know what? I can pull up the video before we break down today's topic. These Trump supporters are voting against their own interests. Tell me what issues are at the top of your mind heading into this election.
I would say Medicare, Medicaid. Our son's on Social Security. He was diagnosed with autism, and we're having the runaround of trying to get therapies covered and stuff like that. He's not getting anything for the month because we make too much money. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but we have to do one income with my husband or with my son's schedule and everything.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of hard financially, and I'm trying to figure out, the education, the Social Security, all that is.
Okay, so first of all, none of this is meant to undermine this woman's lived experience, this Trump supporter's lived experience, but she just named a few things. She said, "I'm worried about Social Security. I'm worried about Medicare, Medicaid." She even said, "We're trying to get education figured out."
I'm trying to figure out, the education,
So I want to ask the question, do you think liberals are better for Medicare, Medicaid, for education, for healthcare as a whole, and providing therapies to families in need? I would say liberals are better 10 out of 10 times. Not to mention Donald Trump's plan to cut entitlements because he wants to cut taxes for the rich, but also he doesn't want a deficit spend, so you necessarily have to cut entitlements.
How can so many people fail an open book test? The search results are up 700% on how can I change my election vote. Now you crying. How can so...
Donald Trump will tell you that you can now say Merry Christmas in America, but because of Donald Trump's tariffs, you may no longer get a Christmas bonus because your employer will have to pay more for goods abroad. Merry Christmas, I guess. Folks, that may be funny and that may be a joke, but this is a serious thing that's already happening. I want you to read this message with me from an American who said that the results have already started following Trump's election. This is from an American woman today. "My husband works for a small manufacturing company, and here in southwestern Pennsylvania, that means..."
I think that this young lady, whose husband works at a manufacturing company, she thought she wasn't racist either, neither did her husband. Until he went to work and his bosses told him that because Trump won, they're going to have to go ahead and skip the bonuses for this year because they're going to have to buy a year's supply of inventory because of tariffs. So you guys thought this was a joke. Trump isn't even in office yet. And you guys are already feeling it. You think I'm going to feel sorry for you? No. I want you to have the day and the 4 years that you deserve while I sit back and laugh at the clusterfuck of a president you chose. Straight facts.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. You as an American citizen probably working for a given company, or probably working for a person, or probably dealing in business that involves importing things, unless you are manufacturing it in your own country. which might not align with everyone, because most of the people deal with the products that comes from, other places. They import them so that they can resell them, so that they can get a profit. And I think that that's the main reason for every business, to get a profit at the end of the day. Now, when we have the increase in tariffs, this means that there'll be imported inflation. The prices of goods and services will increase. When the prices of goods and services increase, this means that the sellers will also sell to the buyers on a higher price, right? And to maximize profit, because we are living in a capitalist society, corporate business workers, they want increase your salary, right? Anything that you might feed on, or like a bonus or something, like a gift card from your work, you're gonna be seeing them going very soon. And this is something that it's inevitable, because already His Excellency himself is already introduced this, and this is something that is yet to happen. I don't know if it will work on the favor of Americans or against their favor, but all I pray that I just hope that it works on the favor of Americans in general. Now, I'm gonna be reading people's comment in regards to what they said about this, because I believe that people's comments, it's also important when it comes to understanding, because people are going to be sharing their lived experience. People are going to be sharing what they went through. Or for example, I also want you to let me know what you think about this video, because it's always important sharing these experiences. I believe that sharing makes you feel like you're not alone in something. You feel like you're a group of people. It gives you the power. It gives you the courage to speak for yourself, because you know that you're not going through this alone, and you're going through this as a group of people, right? And let's hear what people say about this. It's important for us to know what people say about this. Now, there's somebody that say is not even in the office yet, and is the Grinch who stole Christmas. That's how people feel about this. Yes, somebody's saying that, yes, the American holiday that makes people spend money that they don't have. Well, luckily this year Christmas will really be about love and horror and Jesus. People got no money to spend. Yep, because there is no money to give. Somebody's saying that, guess what, the billionaires already got their Xmas bonuses. Might be true, because at the end of the day, corporates, businesses, their goal is to make money, and they'll make money out of anything. They don't care about you. You're the person who works for them. They don't give a shit about you, because at the end of the day, they'll find a way of maximizing their profit. They won't let you come interfere with their profit. Yes, they're going to be taking those products to those higher prices, but they're going to be paying it through you, the buyer, through you, the worker. At the end of the day, you're going to be working, because if you report working, they replace you. There's another person that needs that job. And that's how it's sad. And America is so capitalist society. That's how it is. Everyone is about making money. Everyone is about just getting the bag, making the money, getting the dollar, and that, just everything. That's all it's all about, right? And somebody's saying that they didn't want to give the lady of color a chance, show all her qualification, but they chose a TV reality host felony. That's upon you to, decide what you think about it. Somebody's saying that all Trump supporters should pay all the tariffs fees for us on the other side. I think based on the fact that they chose because according to the Constitution says that Americans chose their leader. So definitely they have to comply with everything that comes with the leadership, the policies, name it all, like everything, right? Somebody is saying that I get pissed off by the various pundits who talk about Democrats needing to reconnect with the working class. What the reality mean is that the Democrats should run a woman or a person of color for president. Of course, they don't want to say it that way. The reality is that it wasn't just economic anxiety that led voters for Trump. It was also that a woman of color was at the top of the ticket. Makes sense. Somebody's saying that I don't even care. It is what it is. Kamala and Walz warned many people about tariffs. Trump economic plans effects constantly during the campaigns, rallies, interviews. Some of the news station did too. An economy strategist as well led the Trump voters land. I think it's like people are trying to say that, since you chose who you chose, you gotta land the hard way. We're all gonna be paying these tariffs, and we're not giving a damn about it because we all chose who we chose, and we gotta go through what we're going through. This is what is happening, right? And I just pray that the new president that has gotten into the seat, I hope that the policies that he will come up with will favor everyone, because most of people, if I'm not wrong, people who voted for Trump, they said that they voted for economy, the prices of groceries, housing, name it all, right? So I just hope that all these will come in handy with the economy, being considering that majority of people that voted for Mr. Donald Trump himself, they voted for the economy. They didn't vote for culture. They didn't vote for women's rights, but they vote for the economy. They vote for the conservative policies. So I hope that the policies that Mr. Donald Trump comes with, they should foster, they should prioritize the economy, right? Because that's what people voted for. Somebody's saying that, and on my cynical side, if the tariffs go into effect, even those companies who are foresighted enough to get a year's inventory in advance will still eat the consumer and the price increase and they blame it on the tariffs. Obviously, there'll be imported inflation. That's an imported inflation because once you start taxing products once you start taxing products highly, that definitely means that there is an imported inflation, and we're going to be paying this imported inflation. It is just you, the citizen, because you, the citizen, you are the consumer, and when you are the consumer, it means that you will complain. Your boss not gonna be increasing your salary because the prices of goods and services have increased. Remember, people are here. This is a field. America is a game. Everyone is playing. Everyone is cashing out their dollars and everyone is just going, minding their business. It's a field. It's not a country. As per the last time I checked. Now, somebody's saying that, this is an important comment. Somebody's saying that, I'm a professional shopper. I've been doing it for 5 years. Right after Trump got elected, I saw strawberries got up to 2%, and I saw the cheapest eggs go up to $1. And this is about to be madness. I am so sad that many Americans accept all the lies and did no research at all. We are all blessed to have a computer in our hand or our pocket at all times. Yet we use the internet for silliest stuff and not educate ourselves about anything relevant to our lives. It is sad, but it is definitely a good look at the intelligence level of the average voter. Makes sense. If he's a professional economist or a professional shopper, we might want to use this insight because it's just generally what I'm trying to say. When you increase the prices of imported goods and services, what you're doing, you're bringing what is called the imported deflation. When you bring the imported deflation, it means the prices of goods and services will be increasing. And when the prices of goods and services increases, the people will bear the weight, the gravity. It is you, the consumer, you, the citizen. Your boss not going to be giving a damn about everything. They just want to make money at the end of the day. Because that's when they set it up the business for you. They want you to make money for them. They don't want you to start complaining. They don't care about you buying groceries and all the stuff. They don't care about you getting to a supermarket and seeing the prices of goods so high. They don't care about that. Somebody's saying that the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930 failed and made things worse. This play has been run before. This is why history is important, so you don't get duped, you don't get played. Hey, this is a percentage into stories. I hope you're fine wherever you are. That was all I had to say. People spoke, Americans spoke, and If it was for the economy, then let's see the economy booming. If it was not, then I guess everyone lost. People voted for economy, lost. People who voted for women's rights and all those things, everyone lost. These are presented in the stories. I hope you're fine wherever you are. Again, if you're watching this video for the first time, I'll most definitely thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for all my fans from wherever you're watching me. I highly appreciate you. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section. Most definitely, I would love to know what you think about it. These are presented YouTube stories, and let's meet in my next video. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Peace out.